I play mostly with portable consoles, especially with my Switch. This is not my Switch. But there's a new challenger, the Steam Deck. Today, I'm looking at both of these consoles to figure out if I should switch to the deck. By the way, this is the second part to our Steam Deck review series. If you want to see the first part where I just focus on the Steam Deck, check it out here. Let's start with the size. Size is very important. You know, for portable consoles. As you see here, the Steam Deck is the chunkier boy of the two. In terms of portability, I'd say that's a count against the deck. Yep, unfortunately, this deck is way too big.
Stop it.
The Steam Deck is also heavier than the Switch. Another count against it. While the deck is bigger, they both have the same screen size at 7 inches. Although my first impression was that I thought the OLED screen is bigger because of the thinner bezels and the aspect ratio. Build quality. Personal preference is I like how the plastic on the Switch feels better than the deck. It feels really cheap and hollow. Yuck. But the deck is a monolithic device, while the Switch comes in 3 parts: the Joy-Cons and the Switch itself. It's a cool feature, but it can and has caused problems in the past. The Switch's Joy-Cons can be a bit wobbly. If you've been rough with your Switch in the past, especially if you haven't used the release button when sliding out your Joy-Cons, it can get loose or worse, become unusable. Speaking of unusable, we all know about the dreaded Joy-Con drift. I've had my Switch since 2020 and there's no sign of the drift yet. There are some rumors that the deck also gets the drift, but apparently it's a glitch that has since been patched. We haven't experienced any drift on our deck, but then again, this thing is so new. Weight and ergonomics. As we've established in a previous video, I have no arm strength. So that means I can't play comfortably on the deck for long periods of time. The Switch is lighter, but it's also not very comfortable. There's reason for this design. It's so you can play couch multiplayer on the go easily. But it is at the cost of getting hand cramps sometimes. Of course, you can buy grip cases or third-party controllers with better ergonomics. But the deck has the better grip right off the box. And honestly, better button layout too. I know it looks weird, but it's positioned nicely. On the Switch, I seldom use directional buttons because I feel like they're so out of the way. Thankfully, most of the games I play don't use directional buttons. This round is a bit of a tie for me because yes, the deck has the better grip ergonomics, but I can play for longer on the Switch without being bothered by the weight. Sound. They can both connect to wired and Bluetooth earphones, which is amazing, but with just the speakers, the deck has louder and better sound. Screen quality. The Switch has the more vibrant screen because it's an OLED display, while the deck has LCD. Power and battery. These portables last about the same time, with the Switch having the slight advantage. Depending on the game and the settings, the Switch can last between 4 to 9 hours, while the deck lasts between 2 to 8. Games. Okay, I don't want to touch emulation just yet. I want to focus on what it's like to play on these portables for someone like me who likes things plug and play. There are a lot of great on-deck games. As of the writing of this video, around 2,300 games or more. We have a list on the website, by the way, so if you want to check it out. However, there are more than 9,000 games on the Switch. And we're not just saying this for the meme. There are actually over 9,000 games on the Switch. Mostly because it's been around for longer. Too long, maybe? Nintendo, do something, please? If you've ever played games on your PC legitimately, chances are you already have a Steam account with games ready to be played portably. Plus, you get access to the Steam sale! We love Steam sales, so cheap. Switch owners know how painfully expensive Switch games are, especially if you want to play first-party games, and they rarely go on sale, which is... The hope for the Steam Deck is that someday devs will make their games fully compatible with it. However, developers need incentive to release their games to a specific platform. One such incentive is units sold. So far, the Steam Deck has sold only 1 million units. In comparison, in its first year, the Switch sold more than 13 million units. That's more than 110 million as of 2022. That being said, the Switch is a bit more complicated. Miyamoto from Nintendo recently said that while backwards compatibility has become easier than before, that's not really their focus on creating new hardware. This matters because the Switch is old as fuck. If they release the next Nintendo console and it's so different from the current one, who knows if the Switch will be able to play those games? Maybe I'm overthinking this. I found it really hard to choose between these two for this round until I realized that I should focus on what console can help me play the games I want to play right now. The answer for me is the Switch. Availability and price. I mean, obviously, it goes to the Switch, right? You can buy the Switch anywhere. Compare that to the Steam Deck's region-locked availability. Plus, the most expensive Switch is cheaper than the most affordable Steam Deck. And that's the actual price, not scalper price. They both have 64 gigs with expandable storage. The deck gets a carrying case, while the Switch gets a dock and other controller accessories. If you want the deck and you want better performance, you might want to upgrade to higher-end models because they have faster storage. But that will cost you quite a bit more money. This video is getting way too long, so it's time for the speed round. Easy couch multiplayer, obviously, Switch. Easy dock mode, the deck. Future-proofing, also the deck. We know that PC games will always be there, so emulation, fine, I'm including it. Deck. Aesthetic customization, Switch, at least for now. And the winner is the Nintendo Switch! According to me, this is my opinion. It actually also won in our community poll.